because I have a lot of friends who like hiking and going out in nature. In the past decade, I have given and received a lot of gifts related to hiking. So I have a pretty good idea which gifts are good and which gifts are not so good. And I want to share with you my experience in this video. I will give you a lot of tips from every price category, mostly hiking gear, but from other categories as well. If you prefer, this video is available in Romanian and Hungarian as well. I have written about this subject in much more detail on my site, so make sure to check it out. I will leave the link to the article in the description below. When choosing a gift, you must ask yourself some questions. For instance, who is the gift for how long the person is hiking, how much equipment do they have, and what activities do they take part in. For instance, if you are looking for a gift for a family member or a significant other, there's a good chance that you know them pretty well, so you can guess much easier what they need. But in this case, there's always the possibility to choose the gift together and forget about making a surprise, so you don't get it wrong. When talking about hiking gear, price is a big consideration, because there is a quite big price range when talking about gear. The more pricier the item you have decided on, the surer you must be that the person really needs that and they don't plan to buy something like that for themselves, or somebody else didn't have the same idea. So let's get into it. My first tip is to offer experiences, not objects. Even the loneliest hiker likes to share their experiences with their loved ones. So how about a plane ticket or a bus ticket or a train ticket to a destination where you can both go together? I have visited 30 countries, and my favorites for hiking were Norway, Montenegro, and of course Romania. But maybe you're not the person who is into hiking. Even then, you can help them to achieve some of their old plans. For instance, I went to a solitary trip to France, and the material help I got from my friends were really welcome. My second tip is to buy them some movies on DVD or Blu-ray about mountains. In my opinion, the best movie of this kind is hands down Touching the Void. Another classic is Into Thin Air, about the Everest tragedy from 1996, or perhaps you know better the newer version called Everest. I consider maps to be somewhere in the middle between experiences and gear. For Transylvania and Romania in general, the best maps are these from Muntii Nostri, and I will show you why. As you can see, they have altitude curves and partial distances, and some of them even have partial times, like you see here the red numbers. Surprisingly, you can find these on Amazon as well. I will leave some links in the description. Another map series which is quite popular is this one from Dimap. Now let's get into the biggest category, hiking gear. Before giving you some tips, I would like to enumerate some categories which I think are bad ideas to be given as a surprise. The first category that I don't recommend are tents. The reason is tents are of a lot of types. You have really lightweight tents, you have really stable tents, tents that are really quick to pitch, and one-person tents, tents with 2 vestibules, tunnel tents, igloo tents, and all kinds of tents. So you have really no idea what the person likes. Still, if you are thinking about buying a tent, we are using the Exped Orion II Extreme, which is a really stable tent in the wind, and it's quite spacious, but it's about 3.3 kilos, so not the lightest one, and its price is quite high. In the mid price range I have used two tents from Vango, and I think they have a pretty good price per quality ratio. So the second category that I don't recommend to buy as a surprise are backpacks. Backpacks come also in a lot of shapes and types, and you don't really know what the person needs. Still, if you are looking for a backpack, I will show you what I have. Maybe you can get some suggestions. This is my everyday backpack, the Deuter Alpine, which I am using for like 7 or 8 years now, and it still looks like new, I would say. It's quite comfortable and really hard wearing. So if you're looking for a classical backpack for day hikes, this is a really good option. For running, I'm using the Ultimate Directions Jurek 3.0. As you can see, this is more like a running vest, not a backpack, and a really lightweight one, around 200 grams. This one is my newest backpack and also the most expensive one I ever got, also from Ultimate Direction. It's the Fastpack 35. It's a hybrid backpack because, as you can see, the straps are more vest style, but it also has a big capacity. I will make a more detailed review on this later. This lightweight backpack from Alpine is the one that I have used for running before I got myself the Ultimate Direction one. It's a nice lightweight backpack and also a cool color, I guess. For the winter, when you need more capacity, this Osprey Mutant 38 is my backpack of choice, which also has place for ice axes and hiking poles. The third category that I don't recommend to buy as a gift are boots and shoes. The reason is obvious. You have to try them out to be sure that the size is right. But some people know that a particular size always fits them, so if this is the case, you could think about something like that. Our preferred boot is this one from Salomon. Myself and also my girlfriend wears the same model, but a different pair, of course. It's really comfortable, and as you can see, the sole is really grippy. For those who are hiking in trail runners, I have also a suggestion from Salomon. This is the Speedcross 3. Because it's not the newest model, you can probably find it on discount. The fourth category that I don't recommend are pants. The reason is the same as with boots and shoes. You have to get the sizing right. There's some difference between European and Canadian or American brands, so first you pretty much have to dial it in with trial and error. Still, if you are looking for some pants for hiking, here are my choices. For the summer, I like these shorts from Montane Equipment. For the spring and autumn, also from Montane Equipment, the same model, but the regular long pants. And for the winter, the Rub Vapourize pants, which have a really nice micro fleece inside, as you can see, which keeps you warm. And finally, the fifth category that I don't recommend to buy as a surprise are rain jackets. There are a lot of materials and styles in pockets and in hoods, so there's a big chance that you will get something that the person doesn't like. I have these from Polartec Neo Shell from Montane, also from Montane the Montane Minimus, and these from Paramo, made from analogy material. If you are interested, I can make later a separate review on those. So now let's get into my actual recommendations. First of all, if you are looking for a gift for a person who has all kinds of stuff because they are really into hiking gear, it can be a really tough deal to get something that they need and they would like. Because of this, a good option for those persons would be a gift card. In Europe, you can get one from Decathlon. You can upload the amount of money you want, and after that, they can buy from Decathlon for that amount. For those people who are hiking in the winter as well, or maybe are just tempted to try it out, and they are just starting out, they probably don't have gaiters yet. In my experience, there's no big difference between the expensive and the cheap ones, so my suggestion is that you don't spend too much on those. I'm still using these cheap ones from Milo, and they're still holding up pretty well. Those people who are hiking in the winter on a little bit more difficult terrain, an anti-slip device is a must in my opinion. I have tried out several brands, but in my opinion the Kahtoola Microspikes are the only answer here. Let me show you. They come in this nice little pouch. There is the front marking here. I hope you can see. Yeah. And you just put it inside like this. And here you have a tab from which you pull. And that's it. You're done. You're good to go. In the winter, I also carried myself a thermos full of black tea to give me the warmth and the energy when necessary. For those who like gadgets, there are a lot of options. What about a GPS watch from Suunto? Or maybe just a simple activity tracker from Fitbit? Or perhaps a simple compass? Or what about a device like this, which measures the temperature and the wind speed? Also in the gadget category, you can think about a power bank like this one. This is a 40,000 milliamp hour power bank with 2 regular USBs and 1 micro USB, which can also be used as a flashlight. For those who like camping, a sleeping bag could be a good idea. I have already given a sleeping bag in the past as a gift, and for this Christmas as well. Stay tuned for a review. My personal sleeping bag for most of the time is this one from Rab. Because of allergies I cannot use down, so this is a synthetic one. I would say it's quite small for the temperature rating it has. If we are at sleeping, you have to put something under the sleeping bag. I have 2 self-inflating mats. The Prolite from Therm-a-Rest, and this one from the Spanish brand Artia. This is warmer, but a little bit heavier, but as you can see, it's a little bit smaller. Maybe it's considered a little bit of luxury by some, but I prefer to carry a small camping pillow so I can sleep better at night. This one is from Exped, and it weighs just a few 10 grams. An even lighter option is this pillowcase from Therm-a-Rest, into which you can just stuff some clothes. Let me show you. Here is my puffy jacket, and I will just stuff it inside. And when you're done, you just fold it over. And there is your pillow. A lot of people who like camping also like preparing some hot food for themselves. For this you will need a stove. I have used this one from Jetboil and I had no problems with that. I am really happy with it. You also need some pots and cutlery to prepare the food. I have got this set from my friends for my birthday. Let me show you what's inside. For those who are always thirsty on the trail, water filter is a good idea. I'm using this Sawyer Mini, which is the smallest one. If you want to be really sure, you can use also purification tablets. For those running cold, there are a few good ideas. The first one is a nice fleece. A lighter weight one which I'm using is this one from Jack Wolfskin. It's a cool logo on the back. And for colder temperatures, I have this one from the Polish brand High Mountain. For the winter, I recommend these gloves from Black Diamond because they are much warmer than the ones with 5 fingers. In my opinion, puffy jackets are not so complicated as rain jackets, so they could be a really nice gift. This is the one we have stuffed into the pillow, the Arc'teryx Nuclei. It's really lightweight, even lighter than a fleece, just 300 grams. And I'm using this already for like 5 years and it looks like new. And for the winter, I'm using these from Mountain Equipment. This is the Fitzroy model. This is my favorite for the summer, the Arc'teryx Squamish hoodie. And for the winter, I'm using the Marmot Eater, which has nice micro fleece on the inside. For those who are running or walking with hiking poles, I think the Black Diamond Distance Carbon Z is the best option. These are really lightweight but really stable. For those who like climbing or just going on Via Ferrata routes, a harness and a Via Ferrata set is obligatory. I have these cheap ones from Singing Rock, and this is my Via Ferrata set also from them. For those who have soft skin that damages easily, gloves specially made for climbing, Via Ferrata and adventure parks can be a really great gift. Actually, these are one of the best gifts that I ever received. For these activities and also for adventure parks, you also need a helmet. This is my helmet from Petzl. Of course, serious mountaineers will also need crampons and ice axes, but I'm not here to give you advice on that. For those who are always caught by the rain, it could be a good idea to buy some rain pants. Those have a sizing which is much more leisure than regular pants, and they are much more simple in design as rain jackets. This is my pair of rain pants, the Montane Minimus. Something that I've been experimenting with it recently are the so-called dry bags. This is just a regular bag which is from a really strong material and which can be sealed hermetically, so no water will get inside. I have tried these from Sea2 Summit and also these from Exped. Both are exceptional in my opinion. Because they come in different colors, you can also use them to separate stuff inside your backpack. For those who always get something inside their boots, summer gaiters are really useful. I love these from Dirty Girl Gaiters, and as you can see, they come in a lot of shapes and colors. In my opinion, headlamps are the most important piece of equipment. Right now, I use these from Nightcore, which are waterproof and have 5 separate light intensities and also have the red light. As a backup headlamp, I'm using these really simple ones from Petzl, which are just on and off, and it's actually the really first headlamp that I have bought to myself. A buff is a multifunctional piece of material which can be a really nice and inexpensive gift. This is the regular buff. I have a high UV buff which is a little bit longer. And this is the reversible buff, which is microfiber on this side and fleece on the inside, so it's much more warm. In my opinion, hiking socks are one of the most important clothing for hiking. These ones are from Smart Wool, which are merino wool 100%, but I like these from Bridgedale better, which are combined between polyester and wool, and because of that are much more durable. And finally, for everyone who lives an active lifestyle, a technical t-shirt like this one can be a nice gift. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. If you like this video, like it. If you want to see other videos like this, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget that you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Pinterest. And also, if you want to support me, you can do that on Patreon.